Well, good morning. It's Saturday, and I thought I'd come outside. It's warming up a little bit, and I think I'm going to tackle the power to the shop today. I've been running off a extension cord for 8, 9 years, something like that, and I'm thinking I'm going to put in some real power. So let me show you. Alrighty, this is the power cord I've been running off of. Goes over here, down the rocks, and into the house. Yeah, I know. It's a good job. Thanks for the compliments. And there's where it goes into the garage. So I put in a breaker. We'll go into the garage. So I put in a breaker, a 100 amp breaker last year, and then that extension cord is hardwired into this breaker. So I need to pull some real wire. And that's done properly, so no worries about that. But this this whole panel right here, this wafer board, I just have a couple screws in it, so it'll come off. But I need to know how long of wire I need. I know it's a long ways, but I'm gonna try to figure that out today. So that's what we're doing this morning, and I got the boys doing some yard work. Okay, here's what it looks like inside. This goes down into a conduit. I swear I did 4-inch, but that one looks like 2-inch. And it goes in the house, or in the garage right there. Alrighty, up by the house, I've been digging this out. I buried this probably 19 years ago. 19 years ago, I put in this conduit that went back to that garage in preparation for a garage, even though I only built the garage 8, 9, 10 years ago. And this has been in here ever since. So, you can see I had it wrapped with some paper or some plastic from the grocery store. If you ever wondered if that thing biodegrades, after a long time, a little bit of it started to. I'm gonna use this string and see if I can vacuum up this string into the other end and then see how far it is. Okay, this is the first time for me. I just took a regular plastic bag from the grocery store and tied that string onto it. So I'm gonna shove it in there and stick a vacuum on the other end and see what happens. I'm gonna unwind that for a ways, all the way out the grass, and see if I can make it a little easier to vacuum in. Hoping that works. I don't know. I haven't done this before, but I've watched YouTubers do it. Alright, I'm gonna hook the vacuum up and see what we can do. Nothing's happening. Oh! I was just talking and it sucked in. Woohoo! Look at that. Come on, baby. Slowly going. I'm gonna go. Well, it's still going. I'm gonna go check the other end. Okay, I just had to pull it out. It appears to get it about halfway in and then stop. And I just pulled this out and a lot of water came out, so it might have some water in it. I don't know how. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, I'm gonna roll up a little piece, put it up in here, and see if that helps any. If I'm hitting water, it's gonna be a problem. Okay, turn it back on. Got Austin helping me. Oh yeah. Well, might have hit the water. Okay, I'll play this game for a minute. Okay, I pulled it out again. It's not going any better this time. Well, it helps if I'm not standing on it. Okay, it's still slowly going, but I have to clog this off for a minute and then let some pressure off. Then it pulls. So I'll just keep on the trying. Alrighty, it just sucked it through. So, there she is. Now we just gotta figure out how much of that we need. We're about to the end of the other one, so. Wyatt's got the leaf blower running.
Need more gas. Need more mixed gas, Dad.
Okay, let's get some gas. Okay, we've got it laid on the grass, measuring it, and I come up with 153 feet roughly. 153 feet. That's not going to be cheap. So, since this pipe has been in here for 19 years, and I apparently did not cap it, I put trash bags or garbage bags over the top. I'm going to run some rags through it because the bag that I ran through it was wet. So I'm going to run some rags, a vacuum, whatever I need to do to make sure this thing is clean as a whistle before we do anything. So I'm going to tie some strings on this. Got to make sure this doesn't come off so I can tie some mule string that I bought onto this eventually. Okay, we'll go to the other end and give it a pull. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's hardly wet or hardly dirty. But I'm going to run a couple through. Okay, this time I'm going with a bigger rag. Let's see if we can make sure it's all clean. Hopefully it doesn't get caught. We'll go from the other side and pull. Alrighty, just a little bit of dirt at the end here, but no wetness or anything like that, so I think she's good to go. I can probably pull some mule tape through. Went and bought some of that. And why am I breathing so hard? I don't know. Alrighty, I think we're ready for mule tape. Okay, the mule tape's ready to go. I'm going to go pull it from the other side. Well, it might be overkill, but I'm taking emery cloth and I'm rounding the inside of this pipe. So it's not sharp at all as I pull things through, as I pull the wire through. I also just cut this off about, I don't know, 5 inches as I plan for what it's going to need over to the house. This will go deeper. I'll dig this underneath and end up going 18 inches. But I got a plan for that now because you can't do that when the wire is in there. It's hard to cut that off. I'm about ready to start pulling some wire. Okay, I watched some YouTube videos and they said strip back each one and cut some out and then hook it on the loop of the mule tape and stagger these, make it a point, and then it should pull easier. So that's what we're doing. I'll just use it as I need. So what I was reading was I'm watching videos, is you take some of this out. I don't need that close wire. I'm not a how-to. This isn't a how-to. So what we'll do is we'll take some out and we'll loop it all back on itself. Are those cutters anywhere close? Okay, we stopped at Harbor Freight and got these Doyle wire cutters. Man, that cuts it like butter. And then what we're supposed to do is
Are you doing one at a time?
yeah, we'll do one wire at a time. But the idea is try to make this as small as possible so we can pull it through that conduit. This is the next longest one.
Oh, you're gonna put all four in and then drag them in at the same time.
Yep.
I thought you were gonna do one at a time, but
No.
you got a lot of extra rope.
Yeah, because I'm going to leave an extra length of rope in case we ever have to pull something else in. I don't know. I'm not a professional, but I will be. Okay. Somewhat staggered. It's somewhat staggered. Now we're going to tape it up. And remember, I'm not a professional. This isn't a how-to. This is just what I'm doing. Am I doing it right? Who knows? If it works, is it wrong? Who knows? Electricians know. They know this stuff. Okay, I'm going to tape this up as tight as I can. Okay, Wyatt's going to go get on the other end and I'm going to get on this end and we're going to pull this through. Yeah, I'm going to tie another mule tape on, pull that through too, and of course we want to foam it up, lube it up. All right, we're going to lube up this opening. Wyatt's going to lube it all up. And we're going to lube up the other end too. Okay, stop. I'll lube it as we go. Let's go put some in your end. Maybe it'll... Oh! I just broke the lid. That's okay. Let's go put some in your end. If you squirt some down in there, hopefully where that sweep is down there, we'll get some lube. It's supposed to foam. Is it foaming?
It's kind of like liquidy foam.
Yeah. Okay. You ready? Okay, pull. You got it? Wyatt says he's got it on the other end. I've still got like 30 feet over here. Let's go see.
How much spare wire you got?
A lot. Let's go look at your end.
I kind of want to do it.
Okay. Why don't you pull some of that up, Wyatt? Can you pull it at all? Grab a hold of the wire. Be a man. Okay.
It's like all my weight.
Okay. We got to pull some out.
There's a lot of dirt in there.
And then we're going to put it back into the garage.
Keep going?
Yeah, I'll keep going. Helps me feeding it. It's the only way you can get it really.
Oh, my hands are too slippery.
Okay. I'll go push a few more. I got 15 to 20 extra feet than what I needed. So, looks like we calculated right. Okay. We don't need this mule tape anymore. Come cut this off, why?
Where am I cutting it at?
Right
Here?
there.
Here we go. Helps if it's tight.
Alrighty. We're gonna put that in that LB thingamajigger. Dang, I got, yeah, this stuff is all over here.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it out of my clothes at all.
Okay, I know you're jealous, but we gotta let this extension cord go. We'll run it back in if we need it.
10 years of an extension cord.
Okay, I'm gonna glue this in, then we'll run that wire in. I gotta run the wire up to this panel, so I'm gonna put this, can't remember what it's called, LB, something like that. I'm just dry fitting it, make sure it's gonna work. I gotta wait for that to glue to dry so I can put this one in. Nope. Not long enough. We can get a couple in. Oh, I've got a few pieces. I can get some couplers. So I've got a whole length of pipe, $28. And if I can just use a couple couplings, then I might be able to not have to use that or cut down a pipe for just a few inches. I've got another longer piece somewhere. Okay, I found it. Yeah, I've got plenty. I'll go to Home Depot and get a couple couplings, and then I won't have to cut that full piece. I can take it back. All right, it's late Monday night. First opportunity that I have to come out. I glued these together just a few minutes ago. That's not secured, but I'm gonna try to get these all ran in the pipe now before I put this up in there and glue it. And by the way, I took emery cloth on all these joints, every one of these, including that LB thingy majigger down there, and smoothed off all the sharp edges down in there. Alrighty. Okay, I think I should be able to put some glue on these joints and slap that all together. Okay, you don't have much time to play with that glue. I think that'll work. Okay, here's what I've got. Got the wires coming in that LB joint. Don't even know if I'm using the right terminology. Then I've got some conduit with the wire up there. Now I need to run these wires to the panel. The panel's currently hardwired with my extension cord again because it's dark outside. And the big thing I'm missing right now is I got to put a ground wire in. So the neutral and the ground are not connected together. So they're not bonded together. And I need to connect the ground from there, go outside, go down through there, pop a hole in there, and go out and bury a grounding rod. And I have a grounding rod. I bought it from Home Depot. So once I do that, then I think this will be good. I'm probably going to shut off the power, which means shut off the lights. Okay, I think I know how to route all these. I'm not going to connect them tonight because I want to connect the grounding rod and then get this and then do the other side all in the same night so I have power to the garage. So we'll leave these hanging for the moment and work on the grounding rod tomorrow. Alrighty, I just got home. I ran outside and I'm going to try to install this grounding rod. Somewhere down in here I have a main pipe for my sprinkler system. So I've been digging down there, can't find it. I don't remember how deep I made it. So I'm going to go off a little bit and hopefully not hit anything there. Alrighty, some good news. Hey, I found that pipe that I thought was up against the footing. Well, it's about a foot away from the footing. I did a good job when I put that in. Anyway, I've pounded the grounding rod down, and I got one of those clamps that hooks the grounding rod to the wire. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to run it in that trench and then over here. And I've been contemplating where I'm going to come out of the garage. And here's what I'm thinking. This is a gas line that I ran. And then my boys, when they were little, because I've had this gas line in here for a long time, it used to be like 7 feet tall. Well, they hung on it, kinked it, broke it a couple times, and I have not connected the other end to the gas line. So I don't even know if I'm going to run gas in this garage. But I put it in there just in case. So what I'm thinking is I'll run the ground, I'll drill a hole, run the ground through this over to here, pretend like that gas line's not even there because there's nothing in there, and run it out this little connector, and then I'll put it in some conduit. I'll probably bend it down, run across the ground, and then over. So that's what I'm thinking. I bought a 15-foot 6-gauge grounding wire. So that's what we're going to ground this sub panel with. Feels pretty tight. Remember, this gas line is not hooked up. It's just an empty gas line sitting in there. Okay, that's pretty tight. I'll finish burying that conduit. It's supposed to rain the next couple days and snow. But I'll finish burying that after I test the power and make sure everything's working. Might as well hook up this ground in here. Yeah, let's do that. Got a nice little clamp that we'll put in here to hold this ground. Okay, out with the old power. We'll disconnect all that. Okay, let's put some stuff on this guy too. Alrighty, let's double check this work. So, we've got 1114 THNN cable coming in. So we've got a hot coming in here, a hot coming in here, neutral going to the neutral bar, ground going to this left-hand ground bar. Then on the right-hand ground bar, we have a 6-gauge copper wire that's going to go to a grounding rod outside, and 100 amp breaker turned off. These are all reconnected. Oh, gotta tighten that. And I think that here's our bonding screw, just in case you didn't catch it. We are not bonding the neutral and ground. So these two ground bars, from what I understand, should be grounded together through the panel. We don't need a wire going to them. So I think this guy might be ready. Might be ready for some power. I think I'm going to zip tie a couple of these wires together. Then we got to move on to the house. The house, I don't know if I'll do tonight, because I don't know. It's dark outside now. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to dry fit and slip this pipe over all this cable and dry fit all this. See how it goes into the side panel, and then go from there, because I do want to dig this out a little bit more and drop that pipe down. Make sure it's down there what it's supposed to be. Alrighty, I jumped back to the main house because I want to get this conduit and wire put in here. I don't know if I'll connect the breaker. I don't want live power. So I'm gonna put some cardboard in here so I don't accidentally touch something as I drill this hole. I gotta drill a hole in the bottom for conduit to come into. And I don't want to touch anything. Okay, I'm going to drill a hole down from up here into there. Screwdriver and a hammer. Okay, I couldn't hold the phone at the same time, but I tightened that up, and now I think what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to remove this bottom breaker, because the instructions over here say that you can have a 100 amp in the bottom breaker, and then the others are 70 amp breakers or less. So I'm going to remove this one, which says 30 amp double pole. I'm going to move this one up and put my 100 amp in there. Okay, let's glue that thing in. Make sure there's no power between these two. Nope. Okay, no power between those two. It's only those four that are hot. Only Only those four. Alrighty, let's mark this neutral like we're supposed to. We'll double mark it just in case that one comes off. Alrighty, paste. Ox guard. I think I already mentioned I bought it at Ace Hardware. There's still paste on the aluminum that is servicing the house. Okay, this is the ground. Tighten everything up and check it 3 times. I'm wiggling it, shaking it, making sure everything's tight. Okay, the only one I question is that neutral. I think I'm going to take that back off and double check it. I'm not happy with that. It's that block. Not happy with that block. Doesn't seem to be down as much as I want. That feels good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's put that back. Probably still should cut that off a little, but I'm gonna leave it a little long for now. I'm trying to avoid putting 2 hands in there. I don't know why. It just feels right. Okay, neutral's in. Ground's in. It's these guys. Okay, those are in. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, here's what we got. Neutral and ground going to the ground bar, and then our 2 hots. And then we move the 100 amp down to the bottom like the instructions say over here, and then we have our 30 amp, which is disconnected, that goes to the AC. I'll reconnect that when I get some other wires. So we theoretically should be able to turn the power on to the house. So let's do that. One thing at a time. House power, and then we'll go check the garage. Okay, house power is back on. I've not switched the garage. Let's go check the garage and make sure it's ready for this. Alrighty. It's gonna be getting dark here in a little bit, but I've got that power off. Okay, the main 100 amp breaker is off. Everything else is wired. Let's see, we got neutral. I'm not gonna point to it with that. Neutral in. We got ground over there. We got our grounding rod going in. We got our 2 hots. Okay, we're gonna leave this off. We'll go turn on the garage panel. We haven't buttoned everything up yet. And then we'll cross our fingers and hopefully the lights in the garage will come on. I haven't buried this yet. I don't know why, I'm just waiting to see if everything's working first. Not sure I'm completely happy with that ground, but that's what she is for now. Alright, the wind's still blowing. There's a moment of truth. Yeah, I don't like this either. Okay, 100 amp panel's on. Okay, we're gonna leave that tucked up in there. Let's go back to the garage real quick. Okay. There's no lights on in here. There's that 100 amp panel. What do I got that I can turn it on with? Okay, we got lights. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, we got power out in the garage. It's a good sign. Let's flip on some other lights. Yep. We officially have power in the garage and no extension cord. I'm just gonna watch and listen, see if I see anything or hear anything funny before I button both sides of these up. Let's test the garage door. Got the old S10 hiding over there. Okay, garage door works. That'll give us a little bit of light. Fantastic. Well, that'll end this video. It's been 8-9 years since I've been running off an extension cord, and now I have power out in the garage, and I used 1114 aluminum wire, 170 feet, and it's working like a champ. See you later. Okay, let's connect this ground thing so we can put ground in there.